So you guys launched week 1 and you guys launched high ticket, right?
Yeah.
How much you guys do week 1?
15K cash collected.
Guys, 15 bands. You never did growth operating before.
No,
Right?
never.
Legit,
Not at
never. If you speak another language, it's like 10 to 30 times easier. I think the biggest thing you guys need to realize, once you get one person with a following, like it just never stops. Super untapped.
all. Yeah.
All the guys don't even know what they're doing in the French market. It's crazy. How much revenue share do you have?
4%.
All right, guys. So today I'm here with Adrian. Recently joined about 2 weeks ago and already up like crazy. So today I was going to show you guys basically kind of his story, what he did, and how he went from pretty much a pure beginner in the business model, if you want to call it, to then making like 15K in a week. So today we're just going to go through kind of his story, what he did, everything else. So Adrian, I'll let you kind of present yourself.
Yep, for sure. So my name is Adrian. I was in SMMA real estate. They were brokies, so I decided to partner up with Youssef here. He explained me everything about this new business model, so growth operating. And now I'm here, and I'm here to tell you my story.
All right. So I guess to kind of really start it off, the best way I can kind of say it is that we met about like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
So you're in the French market, right?
Yeah.
Marché français.
Mm-hmm.
And so people don't really talk about these type of like markets that are not English. Everyone's talking about the US and everything. But he went to the French market. So we kind of discussed that the first time that we spoke. So what was your idea? Like, why didn't you go into the English market?
Because there was clearly more demand in the French market. Nobody's doing that here. Really new business model. So I knew that there were a lot of money to be made here.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And how was it when you were doing outreach? Because that's like the first thing people always ask me is like outreach, right? Is it hard to do outreach? Like, how was the outreach? How were the coaches' responses to you? Like, how did that kind of go?
It was 100 times more, 100 times better than doing outreach with businesses because, they all know each other. So you can kind of discuss with one and then go on with the next one. And it was not really that difficult because in French market, like I said before, there is nobody doing this.
Yeah.
So first week, got my first client after one week talking with Youssef here.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty crazy because like a lot of people, they struggle. And he had what, 30,000 followers?
Yeah, 35K, yeah.
35K, yeah. And then you guys launched when?
Like maybe 5 days after that.
Yeah, so 5 days. So everyone, this is the thing about like everything, right? You know, everyone talks about community building. Oh, build school communities. And they wait like a month and a half to launch.
Mm-hmm.
You guys launched week 1 and you guys launched high ticket, right?
Yeah.
How much you guys do week 1?
Like 15K cash collected.
15K.
Yeah.
So, guys, 15 bands. All right, $15,000. So, a lot of you guys, you're going into this whole growth operator thing. You're like, oh my God, let me do paid schools. But realistically speaking, you're just gonna get people paying you $30 a month for like the first weeks, and you're gonna wait a month and a half to launch. He launched high ticket and he made 15K the first week. Like they made 15K the first week. So it doesn't make sense to start with always with the community. Sometimes you can even start with high ticket. And you guys plan to launch a community soon, right?
Yep. Like week 4, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Week 4. So it's a process. So while you guys get the paid communities built out or whatever it is, you can launch high ticket. And that's like literally the proof of it. And like you never did growth operating before.
No.
Right?
Never.
Legit never. So week 1, week 2, they did 15K the first week. And like French market. So like what would you say for other people who are like, oh, I only want to go in the English market or I don't want to try other markets? Because I'm thinking if you speak German, go to the German market.
Yeah,
If you speak
sure.
Dutch market. If you speak, like if you're from the UK, it might not sound like a language, but if you're English, probably go to the UK. There's less competition there. If you're Spanish, go there. If you're Portuguese, like there's money everywhere. So everyone thinks that there's no money in France. What do you kind of have to say about that?
I'd say that because this business is so brand new, you gotta go where the market is untapped, and then make your money where there's money to be made, and not go into a saturated market and expect to do a lot in the first week.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think it's still possible in English.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like if you speak another language, it's like 10 to 30 times easier.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, pretty much like brand new in growth operating, doing like 15. You guys did 15K in the first week, but that's like, here's where I think it gets more interesting. Because when we talk about new markets, now you already got 2 referrals from one client, from the girl.
Yeah.
So you already got 2 referrals from her. Well, I guess talk about the referrals you got, how your outreach is going, like where you're at right now.
Yeah. So that first coach we helped, she had friends in the space. Yeah. So because they all know each other, like I said, and she wanted to work with us when she spoke to our clients.
Yeah.
And then they had another friend in common that's also like an influencer with 100K followers, and he wants to work with us already. So outreach is not what's difficult, I think. Yeah.
That's the thing people don't understand. Is like people think that getting the creator is hard, but realistically, if you do some outreach, your first creator is not going to be crazy. Like your first creator wasn't that crazy. But then what you get from the momentum and then just from being in that circle, I think the biggest thing you guys need to realize from this is like the 3rd interview that we do now, is that once you get one big coach, once you get one person with a following, like it just never stops. Because all their friends have a following. And once you make them more money, all their friends are like, oh my God, how'd you make all that money?
Yeah, for sure.
And then it's like, well, I want to know how to make that money. And it's like, oh, who are you working with? Adrian. Next. So I guess right now at the moment, what's your plan to kind of like scale, take on other clients?
I think that now I'm going to target people with more followers.
Okay.
And maybe in the make money online niche.
Yeah.
Because that's a huge market in France too. And
super untapped.
Yeah.
All the guys don't even know what they're doing in the French market.
They don't know. They just hire VAs to do all their stuff.
The DM setting, right?
Yeah, right. and even close, I think.
Yeah.
No, they don't know what they're doing. So yeah, probably going to scale some of their info products in communities. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. I want to... I guess because a lot of people are going to probably look at you and be like, damn, this guy made money. They want to make basically what you made with the growth operating so far. And I think you're going to scale much harder because like you show me the messages. Like people are literally just booking calls because again, it's the French market. So it's like super untapped. But what would you say is like, because you see the whole growth operator stuff, Eddie, Alex Hormozy, a lot of stuff. What do you feel like is the main mistakes that people typically make?
I think they focus too much on just what they see on YouTube, like just doing school communities. But there is a lot of things you can do with those coaches and influencers. And that means what I'm doing now, currently, iTickets, much easier to scale at first and to make cash. I think that's the biggest mistake people make.
How would you explain high ticket for like beginners?
Yeah, so high ticket is an offer which has a lot of value behind it, maybe with group calls or calls with the influencer, and maybe some kind of course that you can sell for much higher price.
It's a higher ticket product.
Yeah.
So typically, basically. You guys sell for what, 3K minimum?
Yeah, we have a 3K mid ticket offer and a 5K high ticket.
Yeah, exactly. It's like 2-3K. I think for beginners, it's like high ticket. For us, it's probably like mid to high. Like it depends. But you have offers that you can scale to like you can sell for 10K, 9K.
Yeah.
So we have one of our clients is a marriage offer, and because they have way more buying power, we get like a 9K PIF, like here and there every single time. So like if you have people that have higher buying power, you can do that. I've seen people do like influencers do like VCs. So like VCs are like I don't know, capital, people that raise capital and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Private equity funds and all that stuff. They sell offers on how to do that, and they can sell it to you for 20K because it's worth way more. And if you're gonna invest that much money, then the 20K is worth it. Even like crypto offers, 12.5K, 15K. So like, depending on what market you're in, you can really charge way more. Again, if you're gonna do like a make money online, if you're gonna do a lower offer, 3K is like sweet spot that all the programs go for. A lot of the famous ones. I'm not gonna give any names. But yeah, so I think high ticket is a really good way to just like kind of get started without fumbling the bag. It's people think high ticket is harder, but I don't know what you think, but I don't think
so.
I think building out a whole community, doing a launch, email sequences, that sounds way hard. Like not harder to pull off, but for a pure beginner, that's way longer. And you might launch. Imagine you launch, it doesn't work.
Yeah, you're fucked.
Like if the offer is not right, you don't do the right market research, you're literally duked out. So I guess people always ask, like, how do you go about delivering the service? So you're in the French market, so you're not going to have any competition. But I guess kind of explain to people, like, what did you do as soon as you got the client? As soon as you landed the client, like, what was kind of like next?
Yep. So at first we had a call with the client to put things in order. We then created a Slack channel for the client and the team. Then we have a Notion team space for every.
That Notion template hits.
Yeah,
Huh?
thank you.
Notion
Thank you.
template hits.
And then we created the offer. We ran about 10 consulting calls to make sure the offer was a right fit.
What do you do in those consulting calls?
It's structured like a sales call, basically to find the pain points and desired states of the audience. And then we prepared for the 4 days launch sequence, and then CTAs in stories, reels, basically. And we started collecting cash and booking calls.
Okay, good. How'd you? People always are worried about, like, how do you find an appointment setter? Do you feel like it's that hard to find a setter, or it's like?
No, definitely not. First appointment setter I found was someone I knew before.
Legit.
So just wanted to make money online and
For appointment setting, you guys can legit take anyone. Like, people don't realize appointment setting is one of the simplest jobs in the world. I don't even know why there's coaching programs on appointment setting. Like, it's like, it's unless you don't speak English or like you don't speak the language, it's pretty much like very simple. So that's that. What else I want to talk about? You talk about the launch. You talk about everything. Because I get a lot of questions. A lot of it is just outreach. People always ask about outreach, but it's like a lot of these questions are just like surface level questions.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's all literally about if you learn the service well, if you learn how to deliver a service properly, and you do it well consistently, then people are gonna keep on paying you. Like it's like a simple thing, and it's like
exactly.
You came in, right? Your whole focus was service delivery. Like the outreach, you just got the outreach out of the way. Boom, you got the client. Now let's like actually deliver. And the coach, she had never made that much money. That's something I want to talk to you about. How did she like react to like you guys making that much money?
She went completely crazy because her biggest month I think was like 3 or 4K.
Yeah.
And now we made just first week of launch 15K cash collected. So yeah.
How much revenue share do you have?
45%.
Yes, 45% with a coach with 35K followers. So like, first week you guys launched 15K. Even if it's 45%, you guys take home what, like $7,000?
Yeah.
Like as a person who's been growth operating for 2 weeks. So I think people need to realize how untapped it is. But it's not untapped because there's not enough people on it. It's untapped because there's too many stupid people onto it. That's like literally the solution. Yeah. There's too many dumb people. And these coaches, they still understand what's happening. So we talk to a lot of coaches. They get on calls with like growth operators, but they're just too slow. They don't understand how to scale offers. They don't understand how to put it together. They don't have the knowledge. And especially on sales calls, they don't know how to pitch it. It's like, oh, community, 1%, we can make... No, that's just not how it works. If it was the 1% rule, we'd all be very rich. Every single coach in the world would be very rich. So anyways, that sounds like pretty interesting to me. Just piggybacking off of that, I guess the last thing, because I think we don't even have to ramble on for too long, to be honest, is like...
straight to the point.
Do you feel like the whole growth operator thing is still saturated, or do you feel like there's still room for people to...
Oh, I think there's a lot of room for people to make a lot of money here. Especially when you go into other languages markets, like French market for me.
Okay. And then I guess... Because the other day we were talking about like building e-com brands, building softwares for people, and like micro SaaS products. Nowadays with AI, you can get a dev and build a software in like a week and a half or 2 weeks. Yeah. The UI is not going to be crazy, but like you can. So how do you like? What is it like? What's your goal long term in terms of like working with these coaches and everything? Do you see yourself doing like more for them? Do you see yourself like because we talk a lot. Like we talk a lot. We were at dinner Friday. It's like what's your vision like for the next? Because most people they think that when you get into the info stuff, it's just purely just for like cash now, but they don't understand that once you learn to monetize online, you can just always sell. Like you're good for life. Like if you can turn views into cash, there's always gonna be views. There's always gonna be money for you to make. But if you're talking about all other business models, I think they're good, but it's like there's nothing compares to. There's always gonna be views, and if you can help someone turn views into cash, there's always gonna be people that are famous that are not rich. So that's how I look at it. That's why I'm never going to get out of the space, to be honest. That's why I'm making content right now. But what do you see? Where do you see your journey kind of going? Like, what's your goal within the next 1 to 2 years?
I like consulting, so maybe try to have a higher ticket offer,
Yeah,
and just a one-time payment,
yeah,
and go in their businesses and put things in place so that they can make more, and just take the cash and leave. Yeah,
that's sort of that's what everyone says. Because done for you is like cool for a bit,
yeah,
but then it becomes like kind of tiring. And also for these coaches, it's always better for them to build an in-house team. So now we're trying to like help these coaches also build in-house teams and in-house infrastructures, so they don't have to only rely on you. But always relying on you is kind of like dead. So yeah, I mean, guys, that's pretty much it. Hope that you guys actually enjoyed, got value from the video. Whole goal of today, it wasn't too long. I wanted to kind of get more straight to the point about everything, because that's how our conversations really go. There's no fluff at the end of the day. We're not here to play with you guys emotionally. This is just trying to give you guys the pure facts. And so yeah, that's like pretty much it. If you guys have any questions on like growth operating and stuff like that, we do high ticket growth operating, whatever you want to call it. You can DM me on IG. If you have questions for Adrian, if you're like any other market, reach out to him if you have any questions.
yeah, definitely hit me up on IG. Yeah.
And then yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll see you soon. If you want X amount more value, then watch all my other YouTube videos, because I promise you they're actually gas. And I just give value. There's no cuts and edits in most of them. I just don't really care. I don't have the time to do so. So yeah, guys, see you guys soon. Peace.